Hi, I'm Tom. This is Lucy, and this is Kitty Help Desk. All right, so today on Kitty Help Desk, we have a bit of a surprise for Miss Lucy here. She loves water fountains, and she didn't like one that I had previously that had a stainless steel bowl, kind of sat low to the ground. And she preferred this plastic one from Catit. Now, plastic really isn't the best material for a water fountain for a cat because their rough tongues can rough up the plastic, and the plastic can collect bacteria. Even if you keep it clean, it can be a problem. So I saw last week that Catit was releasing a new fountain with a stainless steel bowl. They had one before. There were quite a bit of complaints about it. And so this is the new one, and it just arrived, and we're going to check it out. Okay, Lucy? You want to check it out with me? All right, so that was easy enough. This is called the Flower Fountain Stainless Steel. It does still have a little plastic flower, as you can see in the picture there, maybe you can see. But that's optional. You don't have to include that if your cat doesn't like the water to drip or you don't want to hear the dripping sound. So let's pull this out here and see what it's like. It's made pretty much like the last one, except we shall see. So, what everybody's doing with electronics these days is they are creating power supplies that are phone chargers, basically, so that you get a little USB cable that just plugs into this, just like the previous one we had. There's the little flower fountain. We're probably not going to use that because the objective of this for me personally is to get them using a fountain that just has a stainless steel bowl. You can see this has some holes in it, a little slot there. I'm going to wash this before we use it, but this just gives you an idea of what it looks like. So it comes with the pump was just sort of loose down in the bottom. That's not good. The other thing I learned from a previous Catit fountain is that these little pumps have a little flow control on the side of them, and it just moves a shutter that opens and closes the water intake. So the last one I had, I actually tried to return it because I thought something was wrong with the fountain, with the pump. Turns out I just needed to change this setting. So I always like to start it out full blast. And it's got little suction cups that sits on the bottom. And this looks to be made just exactly like the previous one. It does have an LED. The reason the side of that pump is clear is it has a little blue LED in there so that you can see through this window. You get a little bit of light out, but you can see the water level to maintain that. And that's really all there is to this. This piece goes down. It has a little keyed section here. This comes with one filter, and you want to rinse the filter out really well before you give it to your cat. I don't know if you can hear it, but Lucy is playing in the paper wrapping. And then this just sort of, it has a little keyed area too. So it sort of sits in there. Now, if your cat likes dripping water, you can still use this. Again, I'm not crazy about the plastic, but this just fits down in there and then the water flows out here, like that. Or you can have it where it just burbles up in the middle there and they can drink it. And the thing I do like about this is that if the power goes out, there is a little reservoir around the outside where water will collect. So they aren't without water all day. If you have a power outage or something, there is still water there. It's just not moving. This also has a little section in the middle is removable, so you can either open that and have the water kind of bubbling up all over. You can put that on, it'll run down the sides, or you can remove it and it'll burble up here. I'm gonna up for number 3. So let me wash this out and we'll get it set up and we'll see how they like it. This is the existing one. It's essentially the same as the new one. You can see all the hard water marks. This one was notoriously difficult to clean. And so I really like the fact that the stainless steel top of the new one is dishwasher safe. So you just put it in the dishwasher every so often and clean it and everybody's happy. Yeah. So here's what I like better about the new one. I like the stainless steel top. That's really the whole reason that we upgraded. I like how quiet the motor is, the pump, and that's probably just due to age. This one's at least a couple years old, maybe 3 years old, and the pump was making a lot of noise, and when the water would get low, it would make a terrible racket. So even with the water filled, this one made a lot more noise. This one's silent right now, so that's great. I really like that the design of the housings are the same, because that means that they use the same filters, and I already have some of those, so that's all good. The only thing I really dislike about this basic design is that this window is supposed to show you when the water level is full, and you would think that full would mean at the top of the window, but that's not really quite the case. Because of the way the depth of this inner tray that holds the filter is lower down in there, for this to be full, it's really about half of the way up this window. So I really kind of feel like there ought to be a full marking or something on there. I may actually put a little Sharpie mark on there so I can remember not to overfill it. Because if you overfill it, then the filter is sort of sitting in the water, and that's not really doing you any good in terms of filtration. So there's that. I wish the cord were a little bit longer because of just where I happen to want to put the fountain. But that's not a huge deal. You could add an extension cord and put the little power supply anywhere you want. I do like that the power supplies are compatible and easily replaced. I actually used the old power supply and just plugged the new fountain into where the old one was already sitting. So that was good. I do like the fact that they haven't lowered the quality of the materials at all. You see in a lot of companies and a lot of plastic goods especially, that over time, in order to earn more money or to make more profit, they start making plastic thinner and thinner and thinner until it's basically wafer thin and you can just bend it and break it. And this is not like that. It is relatively thin, the housing. You can sort of bend it, but it stands up quite well when it's all assembled and filled with water. It's substantial. So this is something, like I said, I've had this one for 2 or 3 years. It has run 24/7, 365, and it's still going strong, although a little noisy. That's all. Before I let you go, let me just cover a couple of reasons why you might consider getting a fountain like this for your feline friends. Cats really don't get enough water in most cases. A lot of people still feed them dry food and kibble, which is understandable if that's all you can afford, but if you can afford better, you really should be feeding your cats exclusively wet food diets. That's another video. But because of that predisposition for people to buy kibble and feed their cats kibble, a lot of cats don't get enough moisture in their diets. Cats in the wild get most of the moisture in their diets from the animals that they kill and eat. So when they kill a mouse or a bird or something and eat them, they get all the moisture that was in that mouse's body. They don't generally seek out liquid water to drink. So you have to try to make it a little more appealing, and these fountains make it more appealing by introducing motion. When the water is in motion, cats definitely show a preference for that. It's raised up off the floor more at head height, so that makes it easier to see and to notice, and makes it more attractive. We really need to get more water into their diets. And if this helps with that, great. Any fountain you want to choose is great. I'm just saying that this new fountain from Catit comes from me very highly recommended because of the stainless steel top. Even though there are still some plastic parts, the pump is obviously plastic, the housing is obviously plastic, but the parts that your cat is mainly going to come into contact with are stainless steel. And that's much better for them than the microabrasions that occur and collect bacteria in the plastic. So that's my take on it. If you have a favorite fountain, please let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you like what we do here. And I appreciate you watching. Thanks. I'll see you next time. Bye.